So how much passive income did I receive this month? In this video, I'll reveal my monthly dividends as well as all the prizes I've won in premium bonds. And if you stay to the end, I'll reveal all the shares I've been buying and selling. My strategy is simple. I invest spare money into large cap dividend paying companies and hold for the long term, reinvesting the dividends as I go along. And as I make good use of a stocks and shares ISA, all my dividends are completely tax-free. This is not investment advice, I'm just showing you my own journey. On the 14th of April, I received a present from Diageo. The shares are up 2% this year and the dividend yield is 2.1%, which may not seem much, but this next graph shows one of the most important aspects of dividend investing, which is very rarely mentioned. If you were to invest in Diageo shares today, you'd be getting 2.1% dividends a year. But if you had invested, say, £1,000 way back in 2006 and just left it there, you would now be getting 8.7% dividends on your original amount. This is because Diageo is one of those companies which grows their dividends year after year. This month, Diageo paid out a total of £205. When you hold shares in a dividend-paying company, you own part of that company, and when they make a profit, some of that profit is paid back to you. I like to be an owner, not just a consumer. On the 17th of April, I received some cash from GSK. The shares are up 2% on the year, and they pay 3.9% dividends a year spread over 4 payments. Dividends have been fairly stable over the years, but there's been a drop recently. This month, GSK paid out a total of £145. On the 24th of April, it was the turn of Rio Tinto to reward its shareholders. The shares are up 4.2% this year. They pay out twice, and the annual yield is a big 7.3%. Dividends have fallen recently, but Rio is in a cyclical sector, so expect a bit of volatility with mining shares. This month, Rio Tinto paid out a total of £300. On the 27th of April, I received a cash reward from HSBC. The shares are up 9.1% this year. The yield is 4.5% spread over 4 payments. Dividend payouts can be rather patchy, and just like mining, the bank's fortunes can be rather cyclical. Despite this, HSBC paid out a dividend of £325. Also on the 27th, I received some cash from Haleon. The shares are up 9.3% this year, and they have only just started paying a small dividend which will hopefully grow in time. Haleon used to be part of GSK. Here are some of the brands which Haleon own. The shares are doing well. Nasal drops such as Otrivin and the painkillers Advil and Panadol have been in great demand this year due to high numbers of cold and flu cases. This is the very first dividend Haleon have paid out, and this month I received £40. Now for April's premium bond draw. The prize rate is now 3.3%. There is one draw a month. You don't lose your capital and there is easy access to your money. There's a chance to win $1 million each month and your winnings are tax-free. This month my total prize wins came to £125. The bar on the left shows how much I would expect to win so far this year with average luck, and the bar on the right shows what I've actually won so far. I'm just ahead of the game at the moment, and it will be interesting to see how this progresses throughout the year. I use premium bonds as my emergency fund, so I never have to sell my shares and can allow them to compound over time. The green bars on this graph show my monthly passive income in the first 4 months of last year, and the blue bars are for this year to compare. This month I received £1,140. There can be quite a lot of variation from month to month. This graph shows how my monthly dividend income from shares has changed from year to year. By reinvesting the dividends, you allow your portfolio to snowball and compound, producing even more dividends. At the time of recording, my average dividend income is now £1,197 a month, and it's all tax-free. Very shortly, I'm going to reveal everything I've been buying and selling this month, but first a quick look at the FTSE 100 ex-dividend dates for the month ahead. 12 companies go ex-dividend in May, and if you own the shares before this date, then you are entitled to the dividend which will be paid to you on the payment date. As an example, I own shares in Tesco, which go ex-dividend on the 11th of May, and I'll receive just over 7 pence a share, which will be paid to me on the 23rd of June. Now for the payment dates, and 32 FTSE 100 companies pay out in May. I'll be expecting dividends from British American Tobacco, Aviva, Lloyds and Croda. Here are the highest yields in the FTSE 100, with M&G leading the way at 9.8%. However, with higher yields, there is more risk of a dividend cut. The FTSE 100 average is 3.5%. So what have I been buying this month? Well, it's been a bit of an energy bonanza as I bought more shares in National Grid, SSE and Greencoat Wind Energy. The shares of all three have made gains so far this year, and they all pay decent, reliable dividends. Greencoat Wind Energy basically make money out of thin air, and some of that money is handed to their shareholders, while some is used to buy more wind farms and generate even more money. And while we're on the subject of energy, if you are thinking about switching energy providers, then you might want to check out Octopus Energy, who I've used for 2 years. If you used a link in the video description, then we could both get £50 of credit. As well as energy shares, I've been buying more Croda. This chemical giant pays a fairly low dividend, which I'm happy to keep outside the ISA for now. There have been no sales this month, but I have carried out a few bed and ISA transactions, which means at the start of the financial year I sell some shares outside the ISA and automatically rebuy them inside the ISA. In this way, I can keep unprotected dividend payments below the tax limit, which this year has been reduced to £1,000. Now, if you want to discover the 9 Warren Buffett investing secrets which I follow, then make sure you watch this video here.